Ships have a lot of parts with specific names. Most of them make sense. Some really don't. The bow is at the front. The stern is at the back. The hull is the body of the ship. But there's one part with a name that makes no sense at all. It's called Monkey Island. You'd assume that there were monkeys involved. But, well, it's just the highest deck on the ship. So, where did the name come from? To understand why, we need to start at the bottom and work our way up. The hull is the main body of the ship, the watertight shell that keeps the vessel afloat. On top of the hull, you have the main deck, the primary working surface of the ship. But ships aren't flat. They have structures built on top of the main deck, and this is called the superstructure. It's everything that rises above deck. Accommodation areas, storage spaces, and most importantly for our purposes, the command and control areas. Early ships were simple. The person steering the ship stood at the stern, operating a tiller connected directly to the rudder. As ships grew larger, the tiller was replaced by a wheel. The wheel could be positioned anywhere because it connected to the rudder through ropes and pulleys, not a direct mechanical link. On sailing ships, the wheel was typically located on the quarterdeck, a deck raised at the stern, behind the main mast. The captain would give orders from here. The helmsman would execute them. The raised position gave a good view over the ship and the surrounding water. Eventually, the wheel was enclosed in a small structure for protection from the weather. This became known as the wheelhouse. The helmsman stayed inside. The captain often remained outside, preferring an unobstructed view. As ships transitioned from sail to steam, the arrangement changed again. Paddle steamers had large paddle wheels on either side of the ship. These blocked the view from traditional quarterdeck positions. The captain couldn't see where the ship was going. The solution was to move higher, a platform built connecting the two paddle houses, giving the captain an elevated position with clear sight lines in all directions. This platform became known as the bridge. Literally a bridge between the two paddle houses. And then when propellers replaced paddles, the bridge remained. It had proven useful, and over time the wheelhouse moved up to the bridge itself. The engine controls followed, navigation equipment, chart tables, radio rooms, all of it migrated to the bridge. The bridge became the command center of the ship, everything in one place. But on some ships, that wasn't the highest point. Docking, narrow channels, tight harbours. These are the moments where you need to see exactly where your hull ends. The bridge doesn't give you that. So they built above it. This became known as the flying bridge. A secondary bridge, one level higher, with duplicate controls. From here, an officer could see straight down the sides of the ship, watch the stern, judge distances to docks or other vessels, and it gave a commanding view that enclosed bridges couldn't match. Flying bridges are common on yachts, ferries, and tugboats. Any vessel that needs precise maneuvering in tight spaces. The controls are usually simpler than the main bridge, just enough to steer and control the engines. Above the flying bridge, there's often one more level, the very top of the superstructure. This is Monkey Island. Typically, it's just an open deck, accessible by a steep ladder or stairs, and it's where you'll find the ship's navigational equipment, radar masts, antennas, satellite domes, and signal lights. Anything that needs height and a clear line of sight goes up here. But why call it Monkey Island? The truth is, no one knows for certain. The term has been used in maritime circles for well over a century, but the origin was never formally documented. What we're left with are theories, some plausible, some less so. The most commonly accepted explanation has to do with how you access it. Monkey Island is reached by climbing a near vertical ladder. Sailors scrambling up and down looked like monkeys climbing. The comparison stuck. The deck became Monkey Island. It fits. Maritime language names things for what they look like or what they do. Sailors have never been precious about it. However, there's another theory involving naval gunnery. Some sources claim the term originally referred to small platforms on sailing warships, where light guns, sometimes called monkey guns, were mounted. That platform became Monkey Island. Over time, the term shifted to mean the uppermost deck. The problem with this theory is the documentation. There's not much historical evidence of monkey guns being a widespread term. It could be folk etymology, a story invented later to explain a name that has already stuck. A third theory involves actual monkeys. Officers on long voyages sometimes kept pets, including monkeys. The animals would climb to the highest points of the ship, and sailors jokingly started calling the top deck Monkey Island. It's a good story, but again, hard to verify, anecdotal at best. Most maritime historians lean toward the first explanation, the climbing motion, the agility required, the comparison to monkeys scaling rigging. Today, the term is still in use. Modern ships have enclosed climate-controlled bridges with advanced navigation systems. Officers rarely need to climb to the top deck. Most of the equipment up there, radar, antennas, satellite systems, are automated and monitored remotely from the bridge below. But the name Monkey Island remains. It's part of a pattern that you see throughout maritime language, terms that made sense in one era and get preserved into the next. The bridge is no longer a literal bridge between paddle houses, but we still call it that. The wheelhouse doesn't contain a physical wheel anymore, but the name remains. And Monkey Island, whatever the origin, is still the uppermost deck. Ships are full of odd terminology. The poop deck has nothing to do with waste. It comes from the French word for stern. The head is the bathroom, named for its original location at the ship's bow. Scuttlebutt was a water cask where sailors gathered and gossiped, and the term became slang for rumours. Monkey Island fits right in. An odd name, an uncertain origin, but preserved by generations of sailors who kept using it. So, the next time you see a ship's superstructure rising above the deck, you'll know what's at the very top. And you'll know that despite the name, there are no monkeys and no islands, just navigational equipment, a steep ladder, and a name that's outlasted everyone who knew where it came from. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you want to hear more about strange nautical terms like these. We hope to see you in our next video, and thank you for watching. Every episode on this channel takes days to produce, from research and scripting to storyboarding, animation, and even voiceover. And it's all made possible by our Patreon crew. We've just revamped our Patreon and we've prepared a lot more to share with you. As a deckhand, you'll get early ad-free access to new videos, be able to vote on upcoming video topics, grab exclusive wallpapers for your phone and PC, and see your name on our supporters wall at the end of every new video. If you'd like a closer look behind the scenes, the officer tier gives you time lapses of our team working hard on brand new animations or thumbnails. You'll also get behind the scenes updates, animatic releases, and a monthly newsletter filled with maritime stories and news that we don't cover on the channel. And for those who really want to take the helm, our captain tier lets you sail your very own custom designed ship in the casual navigation art style, featured in a future episode for everyone to see. You'll also get your name in the end credits as a captain supporter, with video shoutouts and private Q&A sessions on Discord. However you choose to support, or even if you're just here watching, it truly means a lot. You'll find the Patreon link down below. Thank you for keeping casual navigation afloat.